Hello everyone, welcome to this section of the video. Now on the last section of the video, we talk about installing WordPress via XAMPP via Bitnami, which is an add-on to XAMPP. Now in this section of the video, we're going to talk about installing WordPress in a different way on our local computer or our local machine. Now this way I want to show you is also applicable to a live server. Okay, you could also utilize this method to install WordPress on your live server. Now why I'm going through this method is because Bitnami doesn't have a version for Mac OS. Okay, so just not to leave one side of the party behind. For instance, now it says it is depreciated and you need to use a XAMPP virtual host to do that, which could be quite stressful. There's no direct instruction. You see, all you just have is frequently asked questions. So I don't want to leave us in a blank page. So to install WordPress the other way, all I have to do is to go to wordpress.org. Okay, wordpress.org, and now back to wordpress.org, you would see an option to get WordPress. Okay, and now there's an option say priceless and also free. Okay, now that comes to WordPress being free, and then I'm going to click on the download, and this will give us a zip file. Okay, so this is going to give us a zip file containing WordPress source code, and it's 11.6 megabyte. So while this is downloading, I would like to take us to my document page. Okay, and then I'm going to go to XAMPP and I'm going to go to htdocs. Okay, now this htdocs is where I'm going to put the installation of my WordPress in. Okay, so I'm going to explain the reason for this later, but for now let's just proceed. Okay, so we've successfully scanned this and we're up and running. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to unzip it, okay, and I'm going to copy it right here to directly to my htdocs folder, and I'm going to Control V it. Okay, and bam, so we have got it right here. Now I'm going to try something out real quick to make sure that I'm on the right track. I'm going to say 127.0.0, which is my localhost 0.1/WordPress. Okay, great. Now you see what I did? I copied the zip file, okay, just to refresh back. After copying the zip file, after downloading WordPress, I copied it to this folder called a special folder called sorry for this, a special folder called htdocs. Okay, so how I got there is I went to this PC, I clicked on my local drive, and then I went to XAMPP. Now in XAMPP, I went to the folder htdocs. Okay, so if you need a direct path to this, I could give you the what's it called a way to get here directly, or for some reason you could just press the window R and paste the code, which I'm going to put on the description section of this video, okay, for us. And when you click on OK, it's going to open it for you directly. That's if you installed WordPress, you installed XAMPP following the default prompt of command. So now we have WordPress right here, and to install WordPress, now if you take a close look at this file, you see that when you access WordPress, this is all the source code. There's all the source code available for us, and it's in the folder called WordPress. Now if this was to be in a different folder, I would have accessed it on my browser as this slash the folder name, okay, slash the folder name. But now I kept it cool and I used WordPress just as the default, and I would select my language, which is English, and press continue. Okay, and now we have some information right here saying welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, we need to make sure some information of that is already in play and the rest. Okay, good. Now we're doing things manually, so I want you to know that these steps are what Bitnami already took out for us, so we don't have to go through all this step. But for our Mac guys, and we still have to do this. So if you know you're not using Mac, you could skip this. But still, if you know you want to get the knowledge on installing WordPress on a live server, I think you should follow along with this too. So I'm going to open a new tab right away, and I'm going to go to my local host, which is 127.0.0, okay, point one slash php myadmin. And now I'm going to create a new database. So right here I'm going to say new, okay, and then the database name will be, let me call it WP site, okay, and then I'm going to say create. So then I've got a new database called WP site. I'm going to copy that just beforehand, and I'm going to click on the let's go icon. Okay, now it says database name is going to be WordPress, which is no, database name is WP site, which we created here. Now the database username is root, the password is empty, the database host is localhost, the table prefix, we should leave that as default, and then submit. And then we say we have a success confirmation prompt here saying, all right, Sparky, you made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you're ready, time now to go. So I'm going to click on run the installation, and it's going to ask me for some things which I already did in the XAMPP installation. Okay, so this is what XAMPP made easy for us. They made all these steps easy for us, but notwithstanding, I still like this way. It is not as hard as it seems, right? So for site title, I'm going to say my new site, and for username, I'm still going to use neon, and the password will be 123456. Now it's showing week. I'm just going to say confirm use week password, and I'm going to use the same email address for that, and I'm just going to leave the rest the way it is. Now I'm going to click on install WordPress. Okay, and this would take the installation prompt, and bam, we've got WordPress installed, and I can log in. Now before I log in, I want to show us the difference between these two. Now I can access WordPress from here using 127.0.0.1/WordPress on one condition. Now I'm going to show us the condition, which is quite different from the previous one we had, so we don't mix things up. So it's taking some time to load. Great. Now I said this site cannot be reached. Now I could access WordPress on the condition that my XAMPP is turned on. Okay, so if my XAMPP is not turned on, I would not be able to access it. So let me try again. Okay, I think I didn't write that well. 127.0.0.1/WordPress. Great. Okay, so I could log in. Now I want to show something. If I turn off this server, which I started up initially, and try to access the site, now I'm having this issue. Okay, so for some reason, after installing WordPress, please restart your server. Okay, then again, after installing XAMPP, there will be an option made available to you by XAMPP called the XAMPP control panel. Okay, so you need to click on, it's going to be like this at initial. You need to start Apache and start MySQL. Okay, so as soon as we do that, we'll be able to access WordPress this way. So ironically, we have WordPress installed in two versions, which is the one available to port 81, same, and the one available to this version, same. Now the difference between these two is that for this one I need to turn on my XAMPP to access it, and for this one I don't need to turn on my XAMPP to access it. So with that, I hope that was a handful of information. I'll see you on the next section of the video, where we'll talk about some other fascinating things about WordPress. In fact, I'm going to introduce us to the WordPress dashboard, admin dashboard, so we get familiar with it. So take a peep, guys. Take a peep at the glory and the beauty of WordPress. See you in the next video.